Hi, and thank you for watching this important video. We're feeling excited to be joined by Dr. Alan Miller, and we're going to cover critical information about our liposomal supplements, why they're important, why this delivery technology changes the game for efficacy, and most importantly, the protocols of taking these supplements. Dr. Alan Miller heads scientific research and manufacturing for all our liposomal products.
For more than 27 years, Dr. Miller has been involved in dietary supplement product formulation and development, clinical study design and implementation, and education worldwide to everyday people as well as health professionals. Dr. Miller has published 26 peer-reviewed papers, 2 chapters in a textbook of natural medicine, and was a senior editor in Alternative Medicine Review for 16 years. He developed some of the most trusted supplements in the industry, including a first-of-its-kind blood vessel health product, plant-based antioxidants, and curcumin-based products. We are very honored to have him with us to share the cutting-edge science of liposomal technology supplements.
Yes. Dr. Miller, thank you for joining us today. How are you doing?
I'm good. Thanks for having me.
Awesome. Well, let's jump right into it.
Yeah.
First of all, we have what is typically, common in the world of supplements, but we're using a liposomal technology to deliver those supplements. So let's start with what liposomal technology is.
Liposomal technology is a way of taking an active botanical or nutrient and encasing it in millions of tiny little bubbles. On the outside of those bubbles is a phospholipid. A phospholipid is, in this case, lecithin from sunflower. So that's one of the ingredients there. And on the inside is whatever you're binding it with, whatever the nutrient or botanical is that you are wanting to deliver. And by doing this, you have two things. You have the nutrient or botanical not getting metabolized or damaged in the stomach acid. So it's protecting the product from the stomach and vice versa. So if you have a botanical or something that normally might be a little irritating or something to the stomach, being encased so that it doesn't bother what it comes in contact with in the stomach or small intestine.
Mm-hmm.
And ultimately what we're trying to do and what research shows is that we are getting significantly higher absorption by doing this method.
Mm.
Yeah.
And is that because typical supplements get broken down by the stomach?
Not always, no, but yes, sometimes.
Okay. And as far as liposomal technology goes, is our technology, liposomal technology, different from other liposomal technologies, or are they pretty much the same?
They are not the same. No, this is a unique method that was developed specifically for this, specifically for dietary supplements, and it doesn't use some of the ingredients, some of the high pressure or heat or solvents that can be used in other forms of supplements that they're calling liposomal.
Got it. Okay. So in the world of supplements and vitamins, there's different forms that you can get of each compound, right? So
Many times, yeah.
Yeah. So I just want you to share a little bit about why the form of the compound taken is so important.
It's partly purity, and it's partly how the body is going to utilize it.
Mm-hmm.
If you, for instance, there are some B vitamins that you can purchase very inexpensively, and they have to be metabolized by the liver or in the small intestine or both for the body to then be able to use them. But if you instead use B vitamins that are already in the state that your body will utilize, then you're cutting out a couple of steps in the body. And if somebody's digestion isn't great, if their liver function isn't great, then you're getting that completely out of the way. That question is completely out of the way. You know that you're delivering the nutrient that you want directly to your tissues, and then you can utilize it right away.
Right. And like when a compound that isn't accepted by your body, the body has to actually take that compound and then change it to something else for your body to fully utilize it. And
Correct.
that in effect taxes the system.
Yes, it can. And then we just also are looking at just efficiency. If you don't have to do that, if you can deliver that active form, great. It's just much more efficient at getting absorbed and getting used in the proper place in the body.
Yeah, and our supplement line utilizes the compounds that are most bioavailable to the body.
In the right form.
In the right form. So now that we have the right form, let's chat a little bit about the right dosage and why it's important to take the right dosage.
Well, it's mostly because you want to make sure that it works. You want to have efficacy. You want to provide what you know is going to be what the body needs. And many times what you're doing is looking at the scientific literature and seeing from the scientific literature, what's the dose that has been used the most often that has been shown to work in the body. So we want to stick with that if we possibly can, instead of sort of sub-dosing people and not giving it enough.
Yeah, so I think it's commonly called the effective dose, right?
Yep. Yeah.
Perfect. So with all that said and understood, I want to go through each of our products and kind of break this down. So we kind of took it in a general sphere, and now let's go into our products individually and chat about some of the common questions for each one.
Sure.
And so first, I think we can start with vitamin C. So let's just start with the general question that most people might be wondering. I mean, we all know vitamin C is really good for you, but why?
But why exactly? Yeah. It's the first part of the but why question is that we don't make it in our bodies. It's the true definition of a vitamin. It's something that you can't create in your body. You have to get it from outside sources. So you either have to get it from food or from supplementation. You can get vitamin C, of course, from food. Do most of us eat enough foods that have enough vitamin C in them every day? No. So that's when it's important to supplement. So every cell in your body needs vitamin C. You need it as an antioxidant. Your heart, your cardiovascular system needs it. Your nervous system needs it as well. And I think sometimes that's forgotten because people, oh, vitamin C, yeah, you get it from oranges, and we need some. But you need some for a lot of your biochemistry to work properly.
Yes, and it's definitely one of the most essential vitamins, and I think that is the reason why it's included in our first 4 products when we launched the company as well. Would you say it's is there anything that you can take with vitamin C to make it increase basically to absorb it better, or is it good to combine it with some other supplements, or is it better to take it by itself?
You can take it by itself. You can also take it with other antioxidants. And when we look at antioxidants in the diet and antioxidants supplementally, they all work together. There's this whole antioxidant sort of recycling that goes on in the body. So if one antioxidant like vitamin C gets used up in a situation where you've got some oxidative stress, then some of the other antioxidants can rebuild it, recycle it back to a usable form. So that can be helpful. As far as taking vitamin C and what can you do to make it better absorbed or better utilized, vitamin C is one of those nutrients. It's water soluble, but you can only absorb a certain amount of it at one time. So that's where when we take too much vitamin C at once, you can end up having diarrhea. That diarrhea is basically caused by vitamin C that isn't absorbed, going through your intestines, pulling water into the intestines, and then you've got an uncomfortable situation. So you want to make sure that you can avoid that, but be able to take enough vitamin C. So that's, again, where liposomal comes in. So you can take enough of it via the liposomal formulation and not get the uncomfortable gastrointestinal symptoms that you might get.
Wow,
and plus
huge.
have more of it absorbed into your system.
Exactly. Yeah, you get a higher amount of it. And we've got research that shows that's exactly what happens. You get a higher blood level and it's more tolerable.
Yeah, Perfect. Well, as with any supplements, that's always the question. Do you take it day, midday, night,
All the
full
above.
stomach? Yeah, exactly. All of the above, full stomach,
Yeah.
empty stomach. Could we address that, please?
My easy answer to that is take it.
Yeah.
So I always tell people, they say, when should I take it?
Yeah.
Take it, and take it consistently. So if that means first thing in the morning, that's when you take your supplements. Great. Usually I have people take supplements around the mealtime, just before, just after a meal. They tend to get absorbed better, quite often. And excuse me, and it's consistency. So it's like lunchtime is when I always take my supplements. So they're all set up, they're ready to go when you have lunch or breakfast or dinner, whatever. But
yeah,
consistent.
You want to build it
consistency.
You want to build it into routine. So
absolutely, there's power in routine.
Yeah.
So you're saying take it with food, but if you took it on an empty stomach, would it change?
Make a difference?
Yeah, would it make a difference?
Well, the great thing about the liposomal formulations is that you're not going to get that stomach upset that you can get. I've talked to so many people that take a tableted multivitamin, let's say, and they do it on an empty stomach, and oh yeah, I was going to eat something, but now my stomach's really upset. And we just don't see that at all with the liposomals.
That's interesting, because we take a buffered vitamin C, and many times we're running to the bathroom after taking a large dose of it. So,
So now we're sticking with liposomal, our vitamin C. Well, talking about dosage. So I know there is a threshold to the vitamin C level where doesn't matter, I think, which form it is, maybe, that's just my hinge, that you will get actually some discomfort and that you will experience some side effects. And we know that typical dose is only around 100 milligrams per day. In our supplements, we have 1,000 milligrams per day. Can we talk about just dosage in general? And let's say if people are experiencing some sort of flu symptoms or something, can you actually take a double dose during the day just to boost your immune system a little bit for a few days, let's say, and then go back to the normal?
Good questions. Yeah. The body's threshold for absorption of vitamin C is about 250 milligrams at one sitting. So the people, and that does vary from person to person, I'll tell you that. And you can sort of develop a tolerance so that you can do 250 and then a little bit more, a little bit more, a little bit more. Some people just right out of the gate, 250 milligrams gives them diarrhea. 1,000 milligrams gives quite a few people some gastrointestinal discomfort. So we don't want to do that. But with liposomal, like as you said, as at 1,000 milligrams liposomal, most people don't have any problems with that at all. So it's a great way to get that nice high dose. The RDI for vitamin C is 90 milligrams. So that 90 milligrams is not the optimal dose that's going to make you healthy. That 90 milligrams is 90 milligrams a day is what is going to help you not have scurvy. So it's really the minimum supplemental dose is about 90 milligrams. And I'm all about taking much more than that, 500 to 1,000. And like you said, if you are starting to not feel great and you want to bump that up, you certainly can take more. What I would suggest is don't take more all at once. Spread it out. Do it 2 times a day or 3 times. And I know how difficult it is to take something 3 times a day. I rarely tell people to do that because it's really hard for me to do that. So at least, twice a day.
Yeah, but if you're not feeling well and there's an option to make you heal faster, go for it.
But
that's some good motivation.
Yeah.
So is the upper limit of vitamin C absorption 250? Like you can't absorb more than that, or will liposomal allow you to absorb more of that? Because our liposomal has 1,000 milligrams. So
yeah. The 250 I'm talking about just vitamin C powder in a capsule, in a tablet, whatever. What I would say unformulated, but formulated as a liposome. Yes, absolutely, you can go higher than that, and there's no danger in doing that. Not at all.
So your body can actually take in as much as
No, because it bypasses also the digestive system and the acids in your stomach.
It does bypass, it does bypass some of the typical ways that we absorb it. Yes.
Perfect. And would you say, we talked about consistency and having the routine, but is this the vitamin that you should be taking every single day, or would you suggest taking a little break in between, kind of cycling? What is the best way to do this?
Take it every day. I really don't believe in cycling when it comes to something as essential as vitamin C. Like I said, it's something that we can't make. Guinea pigs can, and some type of bat can. Or no, excuse me, the guinea pigs and bats are with the humans. That's right. They also don't make vitamin C, but all other mammals can make their own from other things in their diet. So we have to have it. And if we don't have it, we can be sort of on the borderline of scurvy at any point in time, meaning you can have really not healthy skin. You can be more prone to infections. You don't heal as well. So there are a lot of areas where you need that vitamin C every day.
Beautiful.
Yeah, we do. We take it every day, and we suggest you do as well.
Religiously.